I started playing Minecraft in 2020 just as a thing to play with friends while we were all cooped up inside. And shortly after, I got introduced to Minecraft YouTube videos and fell so in love with just the intricacies of the game, but especially with building things. I have trouble sticking to one big project, so I wanted something that had a bunch of little projects. I wanted to try a bunch of different things like redstone, different building styles, maybe map making, note blocks. There's so much to the game. But I still wanted to play with my friends, so I decided to build a maze. Or maybe it's a labyrinth, I'm not quite sure what the difference is. But it was going to have a whole bunch of interconnecting rooms that are all completely different, and then I could send my friends through it. I started out this sort of idea in survival. If you've seen a couple of videos on my channel before, I started this out on a multiplayer server with some friends, but I'll be honest, I just don't have the time to gather all the resources and build it, so I'm starting over in creative, and I think that will be a lot easier and also give me just some more versatility in things that I can do. I plan for all these videos to be different. This first one is just, getting to know what's going on. I might have some more check-in videos like this in the future too. But I want to do challenges, competitions with some friends that maybe I'll pull on, maybe some live streams. You can watch me just fumble around and learn some new things. Maybe some more that are just sped up and built to music, like some time lapses. There's all sorts of options here, and I want to try out all of them. I wouldn't expect updates too often because I'm still quite busy, but keep an eye out for some more to come. So this is going to be the first room of the maze. It seemed fitting to start the maze as one might start Minecraft with a starter house in the woods. I wanted it so folks only had one exit from the starting area, so I started by making a wall of tree trunks and then added some more trunks in front of the wall to mask the fact that it's a solid wall, and to make it look more like a natural forest clearing where the forest is dense, but it's starting to thin out around this clearing a little bit. I added some more trees behind the wall as well to give the impression that the forest continues on further past this clearing. I wanted the forest to feel cohesive, but I didn't want everything to blend together, so I opted for 3 different kinds of trees with different wood and leaf types. I messed around with a couple different things to make the trees more unique, like the gnarled roots of the dark oak trees, different leaf placement of the spruce, and the 2 kinds of leaves in the oak to add more texture and color. I also made it so dark oak and spruce trees were more common than oak trees. Making it so that they're not all the same number makes it a little bit more visually interesting and keeps everything from blending together as much. It makes it so that the oak trees are more of a point of interest when you're looking at a big wall of trees. There was a little bit of trial and error while I decided what I wanted, but after getting the rough plan for each kind of tree figured out, it was pretty easy to continue that pattern through all of them. I have plans for experimenting with some more organic shaped trees in the future, instead of just straight up and down ones. But the straight up and down ones worked well in this context because of the scale I'm working at, and because I didn't want any gaps in the wall. For the ground, I thought about the trees at my local park and how they usually have an area around them with no grass. So I went and cleared out the area under all the trees and put in podzol to give more of a feeling of fallen leaves or mulch. I then tried to give a bit of visual transition between the podzol and the grass with some coarse dirt. I added moss and some lighter green blocks in more wide open areas to give the illusion of the sunlight hitting those areas more brightly. And I added flowers in those sections too, to give a pop of color, and because it felt like something that needed a bit of sunlight to grow, which they wouldn't get under all the trees. I wanted this clearing to feel like an actual clearing in the middle of a dense forest, so I added a lot of undergrowth around the trees. All of the visual clutter helped hide the wall of the tree trunks even more, added some visual interest, and helped give even more of a juxtaposition between forest and clearing. I knew I wanted what looked like a starter house to be where people enter the maze, because it's a starter house. So I put it as a point of interest at one end of the clearing, and then worked to frame it with a couple more trees and a path that leads up to it, so the people's eyes would be drawn to it immediately when they first log on. The house is made of local woods, so wood from the trees surrounding it, although I didn't actually use much dark oak. I blocked the sides of the house off with things that look like they would belong, like boxes and a chimney, and some clothes on a line. I didn't want people looking behind the house and seeing that it's all a facade, and I definitely didn't want people getting out that way. I added a few trees behind the house to give the sense that there's more force behind it. Added a few finishing touches. And the forest clearing is done.